What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to Jedi Jive. My name is Mike, and joining us again for another Andor reaction is my sister Jenny.
Hey, guys.
We are loving Andor so far. I kind of made the mistake last week of saying that, I'm assuming that we're going to have 3-episode arcs until the end, but some people clarified for me that they actually have established that last week, episode 7, was a standalone episode, and that this week's episode 8 and 9 and 10, are a 3-episode arc, and then episodes 11 and 12 are a 2-episode finale. That doesn't mean we're not going to be connecting everything like we have been and moving along with these stories. We're going to start a new arc now, and the thumbnail has a new planet name, and we're going to be going to a new location. It sounds like. So you and I were just commenting before this reaction about how the Niamos or however you want to say it, Miami, Florida planet from the last episode was a really cool new planet environment. And
loved that. Getting
a lot of that in this. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
How about you? What are you looking forward to?
Cassian's been sent to jail. So he's got a significant obstacle to overcome right now, which should lead to some exciting hijinks.
I'm looking forward to it, guys. Let's jump in and we will talk about it afterwards. Let's do it.
Cool.
There is Plata!
Narkina 5.
What's that?
Get to your transport. Next.
What is that? What's Narkina 5? I'm a tourist!
That's an Empire symbol.
Yeah.
There's little Empire symbols everywhere. Wow.
Back with Karn and fuel quality.
I love how they blend modern and old technologies here. This looks like it could be from the 70s.
It really does.
Okay. And we knew it. Deidre wants to know what he knows. Yikes.
You've been at the Bureau of Standards for less than a month, and you've filed 5 false inquiries.
6, actually.
I wasn't counting this morning. What are you doing, Mr. Karn?
Cassian Andor is a murderer and a threat to the Empire. I have been trying, with the limited tools available, to find him.
So this is about public safety?
No, it's personal obsession at this point.
Cyril. Ooh. You have engaged the curiosity of the ISB.
I'm just trying to clear my name.
One would think you'd want to leave Ferrix as far behind as possible.
One would be wrong.
What's not in Lieutenant Blevins' report that I need to know?
I have no idea. I wasn't allowed to see the report.
You signed it?
I was given no choice.
We should be upstairs by now.
Give him Blevins' report. Let him read it. Keep him in there.
Of all days.
We have time.
She might be going to get Blevin fired right now. Nice. Okay. Narkina is a small moon of another planet. Wow.
It's like a raft prison.
Yep.
Wow.
Whoa.
Basically, they're sending him to Alcatraz.
Yep.
My full report highlights the prevalence of this problem galaxy-wide.
I'm listening.
Because Yularen, he's from the original Star Wars movie. He's one of the guys at the table with Tarkin.
Mm-hmm. Chief was a local named Cassian Andor. He was wanted for the murder of 2 corporate security officers.
Tech package, Series 9 Spectrum Surveillance, local agent funding, code droid.
All ready to go, sir.
It's a large investment.
It's a fraction of the price of lost technology. It's the first best lead we've had.
Supervisor Mero has convinced me that this Axis has been nimble in spreading his activities across the galaxy. The little we are aware of is already troubling.
Welcome to Narkina 5. This is an Imperial factory facility. You've all been assessed as labor-worthy. Those who've been incarcerated before will be surprised by the calm, sanitary conditions and our minimally invasive enforcement techniques. You won't need to have answered very often, but... Keep to your lane, and this needn't be more than a memory. Good luck to you.
Raise the alarm one more time. And it won't be me you're speaking to. Forget this happened.
Step off, move.
Is Unit 5-2D. Each table. My name is Kino Loy. I'm the 5-2D unit. They only come to pick up the dead and bring their replacements. Off program! Back to work! Keep it yourself. Don't ever slow up my line.
Ham! This is Melshi.
This almost feels like Squid Game.
I was getting the same vibe.
Very Squid Game.
With the uniforms and the sterility
Whoa.
Not for me.
No, I'll have hers.
Space mezcal.
You used to like it.
I was just better at pretending.
Like a warming tequila.
You're drinking squigs.
No, I've lost my taste for it.
It's disgusting.
That's the point.
I should find Dad. Nice to see you again.
Dang it.
How much are we worrying about?
400,000.
You're doing nothing wrong. What is there to fear?
Well, I'm fearing your definition of wrong. These are dangerous times. Do you feel under threat?
Personally, here, yes. I'm at great risk of ingesting too much of this nourishing Chandrilan hospitality.
It's not complaining if you tell me what's going on. Your breathing sounds weak. You got dizzy again. She fell trying to pry open the Aldrich's floodgate. She wanted to see if the tunnel under the hotel was still open, so the rebellion can sneak in and take them by surprise. She's a rebel.
Cassian.
You really don't know where he is?
Where were you? I was about to come looking. We'll just stay here and wait. Just hope he shows up. Could be anywhere.
This is all we have right now. What's the alternative? You love me because I show you what you need to see.
Sure. She and Cinta. Are they in Ferrix yet?
I'll have a listen. We're being extremely careful with it.
I'm not slipping, Leia. I've just been hiding for too long.
Vulnerability is inevitable.
I'm not slipping.
I know. I just need you to wake up. There's a lot to do.
Shut it down.
What's going on?
They took back in last night.
Where?
The hotel.
Colleen! Vix Colleen!
Well, it's striking.
Get the Sorbies, run!
Get her!
Oh, okay, this guy's from Rogue One. This is gonna be, Saw Gerrera, probably, right?
So, my friend, the garrison at Aldani.
Yep.
Was that
Yep.
you?
I was just about to ask you,
Good use.
would I be out here in the cold if I had just pinched 100 million credits?
That's exactly what you do.
Let's agree. It was a masterpiece. Tell me what you've got.
Well, how about a full set of Imperial drive adapters? I also got 3 sealed steer guard targeting deflectors.
At what cost?
Enter Krieger. I want you to meet him. I want you to hear his plan. He'll need air support.
Let's just keep this simple.
Whatever our final version of success looks like, there's no chance any of us can make it real on our own. Oppression breeds rebellion. Krieger needs air support.
I'm not for hire.
Think of it. Go together.
Krieger's a separatist. The partisan alliance, sectorist, human cultist, galaxy partitionist. All of them lost. Lost. What are you, Luthen?
I'm a man who's terrified the Empire's power will grow beyond the point where we can do anything to stop it.
I am the only one with clarity of purpose.
Well, anarchy is a seductive concept. A bit of a luxury, I'd argue, to a man who's hiding in cold caves.
No sale today, Luthen. Good luck with Anto Krieger.
Hello, Bix.
Okay.
I'm always checking. There's never anything.
I know.
So we're kind of back in familiar territory in terms of like the beginning of this show. We were the pace was slow, and we were pointing out how some people might be like wanting more exciting things to happen. And we're right back in that scenario like I was talking about in the beginning. This is the beginning of a 3-episode arc, so there's a lot of sort of establishing scenarios going on here, and obviously we're gonna have to be patient for things to develop.
Yeah, if this is a 3-episode arc, this is going to be his prison story.
Yeah,
basically, for the next few episodes.
This prison in particular, there was a few new environments, but there was so many, like I said, references to other movies and sort of like we were pointing out, like it just felt like Squid Game, for instance.
Yeah, aesthetically, it was very THX 1138.
Yeah, like putting on your
know?
matching uniforms,
Yeah.
and it's they called it a game, which we'll maybe learn more about in the next episode. Why is this why are they playing? What's the game? What are these things that they're making?
Right.
And then I said there's a movie called Fortress with Christopher Lambert where they do the exact same thing. You step over the line and they intestinate you. They torture you. With so there was a lot of things where I'm like, that's right out of the movie Fortress. So we've been seeing a bunch of that where they're sort of slightly subtly referring to other properties and other movies and other TV shows, but they clearly just laid out no, that each individual person in the galaxy has their own self-interest, and right down to Mon Mothma's daughter, where we're doubting what's her allegiance.
The fact that they've introduced this character and they made a point of showing that she's pissed off at her mother, that's not nothing. It's gonna go somewhere. Is she gonna try to report on her mother just to prove a point? What's gonna happen with that?
And it's interesting that even if you're okay, these are all rebels, but even the rebels disagree with each other about how to be rebels and how far to take it.
Right.
And is it Luthen's philosophy is I'm gonna cause chaos and people are gonna suffer, but that's what needs to happen in order to make
really
rebellion.
an anarchist.
Yeah. And Mon Mothma's the one that's you can't do that, people are gonna suffer. So she doesn't want to have anybody get hurt.
But at the same time, this was so interesting because they're at this, penthouse cocktail party, drinking their fancy worm cocktails, and the people at the party are having a conversation that's basically oh, the occupation, oh, it's not so bad. I haven't noticed it myself.
Yep.
Meanwhile, on Ferrix, people are being manhandled and thrown into jail and tortured, and Cassian's been thrown into prison for literally doing nothing. And
there's a class commentary there in terms of the privilege of nothing's wrong, everything's fine.
It seems okay to me. Yeah.
How bad?
What a nice view you have. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good that we got to go back to Ferrix and kind of reconnect with obviously now characters that we had been presuming were going to run into each other and did in this episode. Deidre Miro and Karn finally interacted like we predicted.
He is like a dog with a bone.
Like I said, I could probably name 5 different movies where I'm that really made me feel I felt like a memory of that movie. We mentioned The Matrix before with the scrappy crew when he looked out of the window of the prison complex and saw all the levels, and I was that reminds me of Matrix, waking up into you're a prisoner and you're just a tool in a giant
That's another little
machine.
detail that we didn't mention, that one of the guys on his team, on his table, was I don't remember what the guy's name is, but was signaling, was doing sort of sign language with someone in another wing
Yeah.
of the prison. So what's up with that? Do they have some kind of escape plan going on?
Another thing that reminded me of Squid Game was like the one like old man on their team was slowing them down, and it was like, it's just like Squid Game, where it's like so there was definitely things where it's like, that's not a like they're definitely
playing into the zeitgeist for sure with that.
For sure. And I'm assuming because this is a 3-episode arc, we're going to be seeing more of this prison in the next episode, and then it's going to eventually become an escape thing. Is he going to get busted out by Luthen and company? And also one thing we didn't mention was they had a brief scene with Vel and Cinta.
Yeah, who are still in theory supposed to take care of the Cassian problem,
so they're supposed to be killing it, but mostly it just showed Vel like looking depressed on the subway or whatever, just kind of like being existentially pained, like not knowing her position or what she really wants to do. So I don't think she wants to kill Cassian. I think she's probably more just sort of
Cinta was the one who was more diehard, like this is
she was even like peering
no
through
moment to rest. This
shades.
is a fight to the death.
So who knows, man? Once again, it plays back into that, like, even though it's like, oh, these are the rebels, all of those individual rebels themselves have their own individual beliefs and disbeliefs and allegiances.
It's not a particularly cohesive alliance at this point. It's a bit of a ragtag.
Same thing with the Empire, though. We see it mirrored in the Empire with, like, Dedra and her, like, colleagues that she's arguing with, or, like, the way that the Empire themselves have disagreements with each other, or how they're doing their... Like, when that one dude showed up in this episode late to his job, and they were like, you can't be late like that, like all and so that's like, even though there's the Empire is this like giant machine that's got all of it's like they have all these moving parts, and there's weak spots here and there, and that's what they're playing off of. Because you could tell they were blatantly showing Cassian, like his eyes were reading the room. He was like checking all of the. You could see him intensely like looking for ways to escape or things that he could do to like you could.